settling outside India. There are advantages, but I feel for me there are disadvantages. I have more control in India on my life, my things. I can do multiple activities easily there. Outside, I feel I'll just be dependent on a particular job. Professor or teaching, there is at least some motivation.
Yeah, exactly. It's very, very tough and difficult. The amount of work these professors do is crazy. Imagine what Vijay does, like guiding 3-4 PhD students. That's not easy. Then he has to write proposals, then he has to take classes.
I don't know how he has achieved that state. Always calm. Even if I had very intense meetings with him, 1 hour, 2 hour, we are just thinking. He's able to switch. In that meeting, he's just thinking about that.
Yeah.
When he switches to other student, he moves to his problem. So
How do you learn best?
very comfortable thing for me was in IISc. I felt very free in terms of choosing my field, my topics. With Vijay, initially he gave me some papers to read which were completely out of my reach. I felt very comfortable telling him that I don't know this. I spent some 1 week on that paper and I straight away went to him that I am not even able to understand first page of this. Then he suggested me something else as per my interest, as per my background. This freedom and this flexibility, even in terms of what time do I work, even in terms of talking to my advisor, I can openly go and talk to him. My personal problems, professional problems. If there was a situation that I cannot go and directly talk to him, then I would have struggled. I would have faced the similar issues which many students face, depression, and I'm not able to perform.
Lectures are most important, or do you read on your own?
I was always highly dependent on lectures. If someone explains me in a great way, I'm attending that lecture, so I want that out from that time. If he makes my task easier of self-studying and exploring later, even if I'm not able to understand anything, say in class, I'll go and search for YouTube lectures. That may be say, some 1 hour video. He'll clarify a lot of things to me, which are kind of encrypted in book right now, which I'll have to spend effort in understanding.
Does discussion with peers like that helps?
That did not help me much actually. I think 2 concrete points I can say on that. What they understood will depend on that. What they are going to explain to me will be a different thing, and how much I'll be able to understand out of that. There will be so many steps. One more point was, yes, self-exploring. After studying from a reliable source, a professor will definitely teach me the right thing. He is meant to do that. Then self-exploring made me more capable. It helped me to even tackle new challenges and new problems rather than peers directly giving me the solution or directly helping me to understand a concept. Okay, 70% I understood in lecture. Then I explored books or other material. And that is very solid learning, I feel. I'm more convinced because I have explored that, and that is very much aligned with what professor told me. There are not many sources, many peers who have told me something.
What can teachers do to facilitate your learning process? You already mentioned that lectures should be good.
Yes.
Motivated.
I'll directly compare the good teachers, Satish Govindarajan. The geometry topics were a bit high level, but he was a great teacher. He enjoyed himself explaining those concepts. So you also get involved. One strong point that I feel is this technical things in teaching involving technology, say presentations, PowerPoint. To what extent do you use them? I think that needs to be thought, because I have always faced problem when professors are going highly on just presentation slides. They are just clicking keys and okay, tuck. My brain is not able to connect to that very quickly. Instead, if he is writing on board, solving that thing in front of me, that's a linear flow and I'm able to get connected. Because that runs like a movie, the presentation. Okay. Otherwise, that is teacher dependent, how much he enjoys his work and how good of explainer he is.
How does examination affect your learning?
I strongly care about getting evaluated and even about my scores. I feel, okay, learning, knowing things, that is one thing. But because I want to learn and explore, I won't degrade my scores for that. I want to have those scores also. They keep me motivated, those accomplishments, those achievements. Okay, I scored 10 in this course, I scored 9. So that is a motivation. But what type of examinations is a concern. I have always struggled in scoring or showing my capability in the type of examinations we typically have in India. Some questions are given and you are supposed to solve them in 3 hours. I had to be very cautious to score in those exams. My worst experience was in IISc, algorithms course. I knew everything about that course. I studied everything, and I feel I have been always good in algorithms. Every complicated algorithm that professor explained, I was able to understand that. I was not even able to write in exam for first 30 minutes. The way the problems were formulated, I had to think to which topic it is connected to. The encrypted type of problems. After 30 minutes, some problem was to prove that something given is NP complete. Now I have to think some NP complete problem which I can reduce to it. I thought, okay, maybe this is reducible. I started writing that. I filled some 3-4 pages, and then I realized, oh no, the time was gone. I scored some 7 or 9 out of 30 in that exam. As per that score, I'm a very bad person in algorithms. I feel I am good in projects. I'm good in assignments. I get plenty of time. Also giving results. I was not having this fear that if I won't be able to produce anything, I'll be getting a bad grade. I could explore multiple things. I was not directed just towards, okay, I need to produce something.
PowerPoint was one example, and you said it's not so nice. People should take effort and
yes, it can be hybrid. There are advantages of PowerPoint. You can easily share. Students can refer them again, but it should not be only that.
Do you use any other tools?
It was dependent on what I want to explain and how that can be explained well. I just took those OpenGL tutorials. There were slides for the very common things, which are very common. Okay, this is transformation, this is that. Now, when I come to code, that was not in slides. For that, I'll go exactly to the editor, I'll type, I'll show this is what I have changed, see this is the output.
What is your opinion about online teaching and learning?
Positive and negative both. During COVID, it was a great advantage. Throughout, if we want to use that same tool, then I feel it's not so good. It's a bit distracting in online learning. It is good only for the people who don't have access to offline learning. If I am living, say, in India and I want to see lectures from MIT, great, that works well. But if that is in reach, Vijay is inside campus itself, still I have to see him online, then I won't suggest that. It's distracting. I'm just seeing a screen. I'm not able to again connect very well. After some time, I lose, oh, okay, what did he say? When you are seeing physically that person, that creates a different visual and different impact on my brain at least. Other things like continuously looking at screen, that's a bit tiring. Maybe it impacts your learning capability or your brain function in some way. Even connect this thing to theater. Surroundings impact a lot. Our brain and our learning capability. If I'm performing, say, a barber shop scene, if surroundings are exactly of a barber shop, I'll be more involved in that scene. If I have to feel that I'm a barber here, I won't be able to portray that character very well. There will be definitely a lag, and I feel same thing happens when we are sitting in a classroom. Our brain is already ready to learn and already in that state, okay, this is a classroom. While at home, oh, let me get a milkshake, let me get this.
Let me check my message.
Check my message.